Sandra Cisneros, presented by Marlene Urena. Sandra was born on December 20, 1954. She is still alive and is currently 68 years old. Sandra Cisneros' life events. In 1954, Cisneros was born in Chicago, Illinois. In 1970, Cisneros attended Josephina Academy, which was a Catholic private school where she received her high school education. In 1976, Cisneros attended Loyola University, where she graduated with her BA in English. In 1978, Cisneros received her master's degree of creative writing from the University of Iowa. In 1984, Cisneros moved from Chicago to San Antonio to serve as a literature director. This slide right here are additional life events about Cisneros. Cisneros never got married, which means she never had kids. Cisneros had six male brothers and was the only girl. A year after Cisneros was born, her parents had another daughter, but she died as a baby. Cisneros' father was born in Mexico and her mother is Chicana. This slide is about Cisneros' works best known for. The first one is "The House on Mango Street", written in 1983. "The House on Mango Street" is considered a modern classic of Chicano literature and has been the subject of numerous academic publications in Chicano studies and of feminist theory. This book has sold more than 6 million copies and has been translated over 20 languages. Next up is "Woman Hollering Creek", written in 1991. Cisneros has been honored with several awards with this book, including PEN Center Award for Best Fiction, the Lannan Foundation Literacy Award, and she was awarded the Anisfield Wolf Award. This is another of Cisneros' works best she was known for. Caramelo, written in 2002. This reading is inspired by her Mexican heritage and childhood in the barrio of Chicano, Illinois. This novel could also be called a Bulldog's roman, as it focuses on Lala's development and childhood onward. It was shortlisted for the International Dublin Literacy Award. And you could see some photos of how she looked like, and she had different covers for her book Caramelo, which you could see they're pretty similar but at the same time different. On this slide, I'll be talking about "The House on Mango Street", but how it contributes to feminism. This reading by Sandra Cisneros is considered a feminist text because it explores the experiences of a young girl growing up in a patriarchal society. The book addresses issues such as gender inequality, sexual harassment, and domestic violence, which are all important topics in the feminist movement. It also celebrates the strength and resilience of women, particularly women of color, and encourages readers to challenge social norms and expectations. Now we'll be talking about Woman Hollering Creek. The major subjects of this story is women's social positions in society and relationships with men and other women. Many of the characters are classic gender role depictions. Men are macho, while women are native and innately weak. After many years of writing, Sandra Cisneros investigated the broken relationships of the females protagonists in Woman Hollering Creek and other stories, through the women's reactions to the men in their lives. The story focuses on how women may reflect Cisneros' own thoughts about dating and relationships, as she doesn't appear to have a close relationship with any male characters in her life. Lastly, we'll be speaking about Caramelo. The idea that Chicana feminism was a reaction to Chicano nationalism's shortcomings has occasionally been advanced by feminists to support this narrative. But Celaya Reyes, the main character in Caramelo, implies that sexism and homophobia, not feminism, were, were and are threats to the progressive ideals at the core of the Chicano movement, in contrast to the chauvinist nationalism that incorrectly dominated Chicano and Chicana politics in 1960s and 1970s. The author of this book promotes a more progressive brand of nationalism. By examining women's experiences and their interactions with families, society, and themselves, it also contributes to feminism. She illustrates the value of female empowerment and the necessity of a greater gender equality by showing these difficulties. Thank you for your time and taking a few minutes to learn about Sandra Cisneros.